And you're listening to Talk Radio 1190. I'm John Wolf with the Ask the Experts radio show. We have with us Roger Wakefield, the owner-operator of Texas Green Plumbing. You can look them up online, learn a lot about them at texasgreenplumbing.com. Give them a call during the week or any time when there's an emergency, 972-442-4101, 972-442-4101, or call us now if you have a question at 214-787-1190. Now, Roger, toot your own horn here. Why would you tell people that it's smart to call a plumber? What would be the most important occasions?
Plumbers have field experience. You know, we were talking before the deal about a handyman. Handyman do a lot of different things. Plumbers do plumbing every day. We see problems. We see, better than that, we see opportunities. We see new product. Good plumbers do training. They go through training for different systems, even different products, through water heaters, through faucets, through water filtration systems. We've had people come into our office. Actually, one of my other plumbers and me went up to Grand Rapids, Michigan to go through a water heater training class for Bradford White. And we were up there 2 days, and it's a very extensive training. You get in, you learn a lot of things that teach you how to work on a system. Most people, if their water heater quits working, the plumber's going to walk in and say, you need a new water heater. Truth be told, if the water heater is not leaking, chances are it can be repaired. Now, once that water heater reaches 6, 8, 10 years old, you may not want to spend the money to repair it because, once again, at 6, 8, or 10 years old, it could rupture the next week. It could rupture the next month. It could rupture a year or two later. It depends on funds available. It depends on what the water heater looks like. It depends on where it's located. So there are good reasons to talk to a plumber. One of the big ones to me, and I've had handymen say, look, I put plumbing together with shark bite fittings. Nothing against shark bites, but I don't use them as a professional. I don't allow my plumbers to use them. I think anytime you can take two pieces of copper and stick them together, you've got a chance for a leak.
Okay. Now, you mentioned new products. What sort of new products have you seen recently?
Just in the last few years, the tankless water heaters. And those are going to become more prevalent as we move along. The ROI on them is fantastic. All of us in North Texas that have tank water heaters, we pay all day long for either gas or electricity to keep that water hot. I'm headed out of town next week. I'm paying to keep my water hot the whole time I'm gone. That's fantastic. It's going to be hot when I get home. With a tankless water heater, it heats the water on demand, meaning when you call for water, when you demand hot water, it heats it up then. That way you're not keeping it hot all week long. That's one. Another one is a great product. I'm working with a company out of Kona, Hawaii, a company called Meter Dog. They have a product that you can actually attach to your meter, and your cell phone can let you know if you've got a leak. Your cell phone can let you know if water is running through your meter. So say while I'm out of town next week, my phone goes off and says, you have water flowing, or you have water detected at your water heater, behind your washing machine, under your lavatory, under your kitchen sink. With a push of a button, that water can be shut off if you have the entire system installed.
That's amazing. What does that entail? What kind of costs?
Costs vary. It depends on how intricate of a system you want. It can be as basic as a few $100s plus a monthly monitoring fee, and that's actually very low too. You get the app on your phone so you can control it. A plumber needs to come out, hook it up, tie the system together, link it up to your app. Another good thing about it is the system, and I'm still working with them on the things that I want on the systems that we're installing. But a neat thing about that is, say you've got one on your house and I installed that system for you, we can set it up if you want to where I get a notification too. That way, if you're out of town or if you're asleep, I can see it and I can call you and say, John, do you realize you have a leak? Or I can go directly to your house if that's the agreement we come up to, and you say, Roger, look, If a leak's detected, you have permission to turn my water off. You can do whatever you want to do.
Along the same line as you're supposed to get a little bit of a discount with your home insurance if you have an alarm in your house, I'm thinking you should be able to go to your home insurance company and say, I've got one of these water leak detectors, so the likelihood of a large loss due to a water leak while I'm not at home should benefit me. And they'll go, no, we're not going to do that for you. But at least if you save a piece of your house, you save a piece of your house and everything you have. Now, you mentioned about if you're going out of town for a week, if somebody's vacation times are starting to come up, and do you recommend that people with the normal water, the non-tankless, the normal water tank systems, turn their systems down while they're away?
You can. A gas water heater on the control valve has a knob that you turn down to vacation. It keeps the pilot light going. It may kick on the burner every now and then, but it does not keep the water heated up to 120, 140 degrees, whatever homeowners have it set at. So at least that way, your water heater is still running, but you're not keeping it fully heated all the time. Electric water heater is a little bit different. You would have to turn the breaker off. I know people that want to control their hot water usage on electric water heaters, so they actually have them on a timer where they have hot water available from 6 to 8 in the morning, and then they have hot water available from 6 to 8 in the evening. So they know, okay, we need to take showers during this time, wash laundry during this time, run the dishwasher, whatever they want to do. That way, that water heater's heating up 4 hours a day instead of 24 hours.
Right, just like your home thermostat.
Absolutely.
Okay, now you mentioned earlier about permits, pulling permits, and what are the types of normal things that you do need to most towns to get a permit pulled?
If your homeowner is registered as your homestead, you can pull that permit yourself. You can actually do the work yourself. Whether it's the water line, the sewer line, the gas line, it does not matter. As a homeowner in Texas, like I said, as long as that house is registered as your homestead, you're allowed to work on it and do anything in it. As a plumber, we've got to pull permits when we change water heaters, when we tie into the domestic water line, and when we tie into the sewer line. Anytime you do new work where you're tying into the main system, you've got to pull a permit. If you install a shower pan, we pull permits, we fill them with water, we plug the drain line, we get them inspected. As a homeowner, you're supposed to do all those things too. So as a homeowner, if you're calling a plumber and he's doing this work for you and he's not getting it inspected, that may tell you something right there.
Right. And I have to say, well, I hated the time, and I don't remember if there was much of an investment in pulling a permit the last time I had a hot water heater changed. When the city employee came out, he found that the licensed plumber who I had putting it in had missed a couple of things. Maybe the guy was just cutting corners. Maybe just, it's just one of those things. I say I'm not perfect either, but I'm glad that the inspector came out.
It happens. Different cities have different addendums, meaning whatever code they agree to build by, each city can go in and write their own addendums. So as plumbers, we have to know what addendums each city's doing, why they're doing it. That way we can install it the way each city wants. Most cities are very close, but there's certain things about each city that maybe the chief plumbing inspector in that city is, look, this is my big deal. This is my pet peeve. I always want this right. So you need to make sure the plumbing company needs to make sure they look at the addendum and get everything the way that city wants it.
Now, I'm a little hesitant to bring this up, but I've got to. One of the things you hear people say about plumbing all the time is, why does it cost so much? You've got a lot riding on it with your house. You don't want a big problem, but what is your comeback for that if somebody says that?
I get that question often. Why are plumbers so expensive? Plumbers are expensive because, number one, and guys, it's going to get worse. There's less young people getting into the plumbing trade. It's really funny because it's hard to get good young kids that really want to do this, get them in. They all want office jobs or they want to be the next multimillionaire. And plumbing is a great trade. Plumbers are expensive because we're in a big city. If a plumbing company is trying to cover Dallas or even a big part of Dallas. You've got what we have to factor in is about a 50% drive rate, meaning if a plumber works on a job for an hour, it's going to take him about an hour to get from one job to the next job in this big city. Mm-hmm. So basically, for every 4 hours a plumber works, he's got 4 hours of drive time. As the plumbing company, we've still got to pay for that. We still have to pay him. We still have to pay his benefits. We still have to pay his insurance. We still have to pay for the truck, the insurance, the rent, everything else. When a plumber or any other trade, as a matter of fact, goes out to do a job, we've got to figure in 50% work time. So that's the way it's all set up. It's not a bad deal, really, because if you're calling a real plumbing company, you're getting a good tradesperson out there. And at Texas Green Plumbing, that's what we want to do. We want to send out good people to do the right job.
Mm-hmm. Now, is it a situation where the time that you have to spend to get somebody out there is at a loss if you don't add all that in? And do plumbers ever go out of business because they try to cut corners as far as charging?
Absolutely. You've got to know what it costs you for a man to work for an hour. And that cost has to include your rent, your vehicles, your insurance, your gas, your tires, your tools, everything. And that all has to be factored in. People say, well, you're more than my doctor, or you're more than my attorney. If your attorney was driving around to meet you all the time, his price would be double what it is. Same thing with the doctor.
Yes, he would be charging you by the quarter of the hour. That's very true. We're talking with Roger Wakefield of TexasGreenPlumbing.com, of Texas Green Plumbing. TexasGreenPlumbing.com is their website. This is John Wolf with the Ask the Experts radio show on Talk Radio 1190.
Texas Green Plumbing has been selected by the Ask the Experts radio show as the expert in plumbing repair. Texas Green Plumbing provides professional plumbing services throughout North Dallas and Collin counties. Texas Green Plumbing are Texas proud, and they love seeing the people of North Central Texas. They repair everything from minor plumbing repairs to slab leak detection with the latest top-of-the-line equipment. Their staff of plumbing professionals are dedicated to making sure your family has the cleanest water, the best water-conserving products, and the peace of mind of not worrying about the plumbing problems at your home. Let them show you why people call them saying, I love my plumber. Texas Green Plumbing Company is a full-service plumbing company with an emphasis on reducing water usage, which results in a cleaner, more sustainable environment, as well as lower utility bills for our customers. Green plumbing is one of the fastest-growing topics in the plumbing industry, and we are your green plumbing specialists. Texas Green Plumbing, our plumbing professionals, have been working in and around North Texas since 1980. Texas Green Plumbing can help you save money and water resources. Call them today for a water audit on your home. 972-442-4101.